Hey Void, how you doing? So, we're on day 13, back to Netflix. And we got a movie I'd seen before again. So, oddly enough, it kept Fear Street right in the first chunk of my queue, not the next Fear Street movie, because the other ones were listed later on. But for some reason, it didn't go away like most movies do once I watch them, because usually I watch one, drops from the queue, and everything rearranges a little bit. So this one, Fear Street's still left there, but this movie is next up, so I just clicked it and watched it. And then after that, this movie vanished, but Fear Street's still there, and the others kind of slid around, so I don't know. I don't know. So, the movie I watched was Malevolent. Now, that's not to be confused with Malefic, which I reviewed back in February, and is one of my favorite bad movies. But this one is suffering from the syndrome that Insidious caused in the late 2010s, where every movie seemed to be just named after a negative adjective. Insidious, Malevolent, recently Malignant just came out. There's been several others that I just can't think of off the top of my head, but you know what I mean. So Malevolent is a Netflix original again, and I'm kind of mixed on this one. I liked it enough, but the more I think about it, the more its flaws become apparent. It's one of those types of movies where it doesn't hold up much under scrutiny. So this one, it's about a group of ghost hunters, or they help people who are haunted. They pretty much show up, do a scam act, and then the ghosts are gone. So they get called out to a place that's further out. This all takes place in Glasgow in the 1980s. So it kind of has the retro equipment going on. And we have kind of a troubled group in general. Our lead, she's the one who's actually a bit psychically sensitive and occasionally seeing ghosts. Now she's having problems at school and is concerned because her mother killed herself because of the same gift. Her brother is a get-rich-quick fanatic type who keeps getting in over his head. They moved out to Glasgow to try to get a new start, and he's just doing the same problems over and over and is now very much in debt. And his girlfriend, who's on the verge of leaving him because she's getting sick of this, and their camera person, Elliot, who's just there because he's got a crush on our lead, Angela. So, that's what we got to work with. They head out to get a call that this old woman is insisting that they come out to stop them from screaming. So, there we are. I will say the trailer was also really well cut on this one, as it definitely adds to the spooky atmosphere. Now, it's clear she's not going to fall for their normal bullshit, but at the same time, Angela keeps seeing these little girls running around this place, and their mouths are sewn shut. So there's some creepy atmosphere, some decent vibes, but as they begin to walk around, this movie starts to get a little shaky. Now, there's some twists and turns for what's actually going on where these ghost girls came from. Early on, we find out that the woman who owns the place, this used to be sort of like a orphanage type, or as they took in some children, and her son ended up killing them, and he went to prison after that. So, okay, so we know why they're ghosts, but she wants to get them to move on. So the movie's doing fine up until the walk around here, and then it's still going good, and then she gets led on to this wild goose chase by the ghosts, and then finally they fall into this room that the ghosts are trying to lead them to. Okay, I'm good up until there. But after that, this movie just escalates. It was doing a nice slow escalation from 0 to 50 at a nice even pace, but it goes from 50 to 100 in like no time after that, and then suddenly they're all trying to quickly flee the house. People are stabbing each other, and everything's just going completely to hell. That said, the characters in this one are relatable, and the acting is pretty good. Angela can be a little shaky here or there, but she's a good lead. Her character is good, even if her actress sometimes should have maybe done another line read once or twice. So there's some cool effects, particularly with the characters' mouths being sewn up, and the little ghost girls are creepy, but some of the facts that there's a lot that I like about this movie makes the fact that there's things that are working against it harder to swallow. The pacing is a problem. So there's that. The reappearance of the man who killed the kids is never really explained. He's just suddenly there. This movie needed to go a little bit longer, I think. It was about an hour and 29 minutes. It should have been like an hour and 45 just to maybe do some more flashbacking with the girls when they were alive. That would have helped to establish them a little bit better, or to give a little bit of a slower build-up for the interactions in the house itself, rather than them having one walk around, fall through the floor, find something disturbing, and then the what was just like, get the hell out of my house. It's like, okay. I mean, I can see why, because she knows that they're shysters, but at the same time, they were actually finding some stuff, so I mean, I kind of know why she did it a little bit later, but at the time, it mostly is jarring, and that's not helping. I wanted to like Malevolent more than I did. I liked it fine on the first time, but on the repeat viewing, it's a bit frustrating. I would like to spend some more time with Angela, seeing her gifts a bit more, and seeing the characters play off of each other, because they do have a good dynamic, flawed as it can be. I'm still giving this one 3 MacGuffins, but it's kind of right there in the middle, teetering towards the bottom. I originally was I'm making a list of ranking them in order for my preferences. Originally, I put this one a little bit higher in the 3 category, but the more I talk about it and think about it, I really don't know if I can give it that much, because it is average in most ways, and that's the best it does get. And it does have some problems. Unlike my last 2 movies, though, it actually seemed to have a bit of an ending, so it has that at least. I don't know. So really not too much to say about Malevolent. The ghosting effects are fine, but not really over the top. There's a bit of blood here or there, but it's hardly gratuitous. It's mostly just the mouth sewing stuff that is a little wince-inducing, but it looks good, so I will give it that. This movie left me wanting more, not in a good way. It's more of a that's it kind of thing. The twist itself was good. I did like that. I liked where it was trying to go with it. Predictable as it could have been, if it had actually had a better follow-through, I probably would have knocked this closer to a 4-star. I don't think it ever would have gotten all the way there. So yeah, that's really all I got on Malevolent. Hopefully, Tubi doesn't do me dirty tomorrow, but we'll see how that goes. Alrighty. Take care, everybody.